Beware of fair weather friends, and do not be one yourself either. A fair weather friend is one who will lend you an umbrella when the sun is shining, but take it back when it begins to rain. A fair weather friend is like the banker who lends you a loan when your assets are strong, but forecloses on you when you get into financial trouble. Instead, be there for others. Learn to sacrifice, to care, and to love them selflessly. Take inspiration from this man who married a very beautiful girl. He loved his wife tremendously, but a year later, she caught a terrible skin infection and her color started becoming incredibly pale. This man went on a tour where he had an accident, as a result of which he became blind. When he returned, his wife cared for him, and whenever he needed to walk, she would hold his hand and escort him. Their relationship thrived. However, her sickness kept on increasing, and she in fact became incredibly ugly. This man was unaware because of his blindness. One day, his wife finally passed away. He completed her last rites, and then a friend of his asked, "How will you survive now? You don't have any escort to hold and support you." The man said, "I need no support. I am not blind. I was only pretending to be so, because I did not want my wife to feel bad, thinking I was aware of her ugliness." This man had such a sublime attitude to the relationship. He was not in it to extract as much happiness as he could from his wife for himself. Rather, he was willing to sacrifice and make her happiness as his goal, and go the extra mile to adjust for it. He was willing to overlook her faults and become blind to them. The reverse of this is the attitude of selfishness. When we look on relationships for our own happiness, we create expectations. The other should do like this and not do like this. When those expectations are not met, they result in disappointments and disheartenments. So let's read about this from my latest book, Golden Rules for Living Your Best Life. One common culprit in the downfall of healthy relationships is our own expectations. We expect others' views to match ours, and that they should do as we expect. When those expectations are not fulfilled, we feel we have been wronged and become upset. This trend can be observed across all kinds of relationships: parent-child, siblings, friends, husband-wife, and so forth. If you aspire to relish and enjoy healthy relationships with your siblings, with your spouse, with your friends and relatives, then learn to be more sacrificing and selfless. Take inspiration from this 10-year-old boy who went to an ice cream shop and, looking at the variety in the pane, asked the waitress, "Auntie, what is the price of this ice cream cone?" She nonchalantly replied, 75 cents. The boy looked a little disturbed, as if he did not have that much of money. He started looking at the smaller cone and said, "Auntie, what's the price of this one?" She became a little irritated and responded, 65 cents. The boy said, "I'll take it." He counted his change, placed it on the table, took the cone from her, went to the table and sat and enjoyed it over 5 minutes. After he had left, the waitress came to clean up and was astounded to find the boy had left a 10-cent tip there. He had the money to purchase the bigger cone, but had the consideration as well to sacrifice it and take the smaller cone so that he could tip the waitress. It is that spirit of sacrifice which ensures relationships always thrive. So don't rush in to make judgments like the waitress was making about the boy. When we make judgments, we are invariably wrong because people have their own story. Everyone is going through struggles. If we become aware of them, we will say, yes, they are doing a tremendous job. One sparrow needed to build a nest to lay its eggs. It went around searching and found a big, stout tree which seemed to be now aged. The bird asked for permission to build its nest on one of its branches. The tree said, "Impossible. Go and find another tree." The bird became extremely annoyed how selfish this tree is. It went to the neighboring tree, which was far more welcoming, and in fact offered, "You can choose any of my branches that you find suitable." The bird happily built a nest, laid its eggs. Soon thereafter, one night, there was a huge thunderstorm. In the morning, when the bird and the tree woke up, lo behold, that big tree, which had refused its branches for the nest, had come crashing down. The bird looked at it smugly and said, "You deserve it. It is your karma for refusing me." The broken tree said, "I was well aware of my age and my weakened roots. I knew I would not survive one more rainy season. I did not want your eggs to get damaged, and that is why I had refused." How wrong the bird had been in passing a judgment upon the tree. So judgments are often odious. And finally, when, if ever, there is an argument, do learn to control yourself, because as tempers flare, people say things and the others respond in manners that are highly unproductive. Sometimes the reaction is stronger than the provocation and only increases the problem. Abraham Maslow put it so well when he said, If the only tool you have is a sledgehammer, you will look on everything as a nail. So learn to control yourself in your responses and see your relationships continue to grow harmoniously.